right now, I got the inland taipan enclosure open. This is drop for drop the most venomous snake on the planet. His eyes are a little bit foggy, so he's temporarily blind. Ooh, look at that. What a beautiful rattlesnake. Rattlesnake, too cool. Muta. What's that? Bushmaster! Bushmaster, Lechisus muta. The scientific name literally translates to silent death. Thank you, Buddha, for teaching me the great lesson in life of being good to others, so good may come back to me. I rub your belly, and I wish for what I want in life, and that is for the best wildlife park in the world, and the best conservation machine that ever hit the planet, and also to do sick shit. Bagoy! Up, up! Come to me, my boy! Fly! Wow! Oh! Bagoy! My son! My bird! My everything. Oh, what is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to my wildlife. I'm currently hanging out with my big, beautiful boy, Bagoy. Let him get some exercise. Bagoy is a giant Eurasian eagle owl. Whew. That I've trained since he was a little baby. He's just about a year old now. Isn't that right? It's your birthday coming up. You're a year old. Everyone say happy birthday to Bagoy in the comments. But today, the video is not going to be about Bagoy. It's going to be about some of the gnarliest snakes on the planet, including the Bushmaster. Exactly, Bagoy. So let's go clean them. Ooh, what is going on, my beautiful people? Welcome back to my wildlife. I'm currently hanging out around all my beautiful, deadly snakes from around the world. But they're just cool animals that are a part of our ecosystem I want to show to you guys, like this. Check this out. King Brown from Australia, a dwarf king brown, a miniature version of the second longest venomous snake in Australia, second largest venom yield of any venomous reptile in Australia. And then right here, we have this enclosure open right now because we're about to throw a little pinky mouse in for this snake. This is the inland taipan, drop for drop, the most venomous snake on the planet. And he's just a little baby. His name's Steve, after Steve Irwin, because when I was a little kid, Steve Irwin was the one who presented these beautiful animals. Check this out. We're going to take this little fuzzy mouse. We're going to put it right here at the edge. We've never gotten a feeding video from this guy, but it'd be cool if we could. Let me see what he's doing. I think he actually might be going through shed. So if anything, I'm going to leave that mouse right there. And I'd like to show you guys how beautiful this snake is looking right now. I'm just going to flip this over. Move this to the side. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That is an adolescent inland taipan. And let me actually get my hook out for a second so I can show you guys a little bit better. He looks kind of dark inside that enclosure, but besides being super dark inside the enclosure, he's super dark because he's going through shed. He's deep, deep in shed. And you can see his belly is very opaque. Usually it's bright yellow and orange. His eyes are a little bit foggy, so he's temporarily blind as he goes through that shedding state. But this snake, interestingly enough, not just changing color throughout its shedding process, but also this snake will actually change color seasonally. During the summer, the snake is blonde with a black head like it is right now. And when it goes through the winter, it actually turns super dark, olive coloration, one solid black olive coloration throughout the whole body. So this is a snake that literally will change throughout the seasons. Let me get this snake hooked up. Ooh, such a cute little taipan. Gotta be super careful. Like I said, drop for drop, this is the most toxic snake on the planet when it comes to its venom. But interestingly enough, nobody has died from the bite because these guys live in the middle of nowhere. No one messes with them. The only people who would mess with an inland taipan are reptile enthusiasts that respect and love them. You are growing so much. Do you guys remember when we first got him? He was like half this size. He's getting huge. Oh my goodness. I love this guy. Little Steve. Let's put little Steve right back in his enclosure. We don't want to stress him out. We're going to put his hide right back so he can hide away and feel nice and comfy. And he's got that little mouse in there so he can get nice and big. Before you know it, guys, he's going to be a 5-6 foot long inland taipan. Most venomous snake on the planet. It's so cool. And his cousin is the biggest venomous snake in Australia, the coastal taipan, getting upwards to 10 feet long, maybe even bigger. You never know. There's always hidden giants out there in the world of reptiles. All right, we're gonna put this right how it was. There we go. I think what we're gonna do right now is take care of big old Pepe, my big Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. He is a beast. All right, so we got the enclosure unlocked and we got a nice holding receptacle for him. A nice waste bucket to put that poop inside. And now we're gonna take him out. Look at this, he's hiding in his hide right now. This big boy is probably about 5+ feet long, maybe even 6 foot. He is a monstrous Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. And believe it or not, they can actually get, much bigger than this. I've seen them where they're as thick as my leg. No joke, monstrous sized rattlesnakes. This guy, gotta make sure I don't upset him and end up getting hit with those fangs. Even though he's pretty placid for a rattlesnake, he still gets upset to a certain degree if he doesn't want to be handled. Look at that. Beautiful Mexican West Coast. And it seems like all my reptiles right now are shedding. He looks very opaque as well. His colors are usually super vibrant yellow with white, a nice lime coloration. But right now, he's going through shed. So we're just gonna stick him right inside the holding receptacle. Nice soft paper towel to lay on. And now we can clean his enclosure. He's got a bunch of spicy meatballs right here, but look at this. Check this out. Woo! A shed fang from Pepe. Check that out. Can you guys see that real well? Look how big that fang is. That is going to help deliver a deadly dose of venom to help him hunt his prey. Just like a shark has teeth replacing the old teeth, they always have a new fang right behind the current one, ready to replace that one when it becomes loose. How cool is that? Gotta love reptiles. They're so awesome. Hypodermic needle created by nature. All right, we're gonna put that fang right there. I'm gonna reach in and grab the spiciest meatballs you could find. Got all this nasty stuff right here. A little bit of shed I missed from the last cleaning. A little belly scale right there. Gonna get all this out. Woo! Big spicy one right here. Mamma mia, he had a big burrito before I came in here. Ooh. Wow, wow. Those sewer rats really do it for him. Move around that mulch and get that hide back to where it was. Just getting a little more out. Got our fresh water. Good to go. We can put Pepe back where he belongs. My big boy, I love him so much. He's such a big beast. There we go, look at him. Let's see. Gonna gently get him out of there. Woo, look at that. What a beautiful rattlesnake. Such a magnificent reptile. Even if you don't like snakes, you're not a fan of reptiles, you can't look at animals like this and not think they're just drop dead gorgeous. I mean, look at that white speckling breaking throughout that lime coloration. Rattlesnakes, too cool. Love these guys. Obviously, never handle a snake like this without proper training experience and at least like a decade of working with these animals and reading their body language. I saw a comment the other day wanting to know my background because some of you guys are new to the channel. And basically, I grew up in this. This is all I've been doing my whole life, is working with snakes, crocodiles, alligators, big cats, anything that's got a pair of fangs. I love wildlife. Since I was a little kid, I've grown up here in South Florida, catching alligators, catching snakes, having a really good time. And then I started volunteering at wildlife parks from the age of 13 to literally like 20-something years old. And then eventually I got my own permits and started working towards getting my own wildlife park, because that's always been my dream. Since I was a little kid in kindergarten, I was drawing exhibits for crocodile setups and serpentariums and whatnot. And literally from kindergarten to now, I continue to do those drawings until it actually became a real thing. I mean, look at this. We're on an 11-acre property right now in a giant serpentarium. Who would have known it would get to this point? Well, maybe me, because it's my only goal in life is to have wildlife and do conservation. All right, so we're good to go. Locked, secure, good to go. Now let's take care of La Chisas Muta. What's that? Bushmaster! My favorite viper. Let's go. Ooh, so exciting. I love this snake. We do have a lot of building going on, so there's little things on the floor, like there's this tack from the framing. want to make sure there's nothing on the floor that could harm my animals. So we're good to go. That's all I see in this little area. It's awesome. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess in here, but whoo, when this place is done, there's gonna be murals all over the walls, beautiful reptiles. It's gonna look all uniform in here. All the enclosures are gonna be black PVC. I'll stop talking about it. I just can't wait to show you guys. Very exciting stuff. Let me get this opened up. As you can see, there's just little spots of urate and poop on the paper towel. I use paper towel for the Bushmaster because it limits this enclosure from being too humid, and also this animal had mite problems in the past, and because it's a pinnacle animal for me. It's a fragile animal too. Even though this is the biggest viper on the planet, it's still a very fragile snake, and you gotta make sure that you don't add too much humidity to its environment and you don't lack it enough. So paper towel right now is the best, including the fact that I want to monitor this animal to make sure it doesn't get any mites. Eventually, we'll have a nice enclosure for this beautiful snake. All right, so let me just go real gentle with her. Like I said, this is Lachesis muta, the largest viper on our planet. And you can see why I am in love with this snake. I'm telling you, it's not just because of the size. It's not because it's a big macho snake. Nothing along those lines. It's the pure beauty and uniqueness of this species that I am obsessed with, literally. And yes, I am taking the liberty of free handling. I know this individual quite well, and I'm reading her body language. The Bushmaster gets to be 12 feet long. That's really cool. But what's really cool about it is the fact that they have modified scales all over their body that give them the texture of a pineapple. They're rough. Look how rough that is. So they actually live at the base of wasili trees out in South America, places like Peru and whatnot, and they wait for these little wasili rats, these spiny rats, to come under the tree and eat the nuts of the trees and the bushes and whatnot, where these snakes are waiting, and then they strike out when these animals are feeding, when the rats are feeding, and they inject that venom and they swallow them whole. And they're not super big rats, so that's why you gotta watch out when they're young. You don't feed them too large of a food item. It's not like it's a python that's meant to stretch elastic skin and take down something 10 times bigger than its own head, like an anaconda or Burmese python. These guys eat fairly small food items, and maybe once in a while they get something slightly large. But when it's full grown, when a Bushmaster's 12 feet long, you better believe it's gonna be taking down something like a small South American possum, making a good meal. And she is quite thick right now. No, she's not gravid, she's too young, but she is full of poop, so she's definitely got to poop soon. She had a nice meal not too long ago. Look at that beautiful snake. Love the Bushmaster. Lachesis muta, the scientific name literally translates to silent death. Ooh! It is said that there is about an 85 to 90% fatality rate, even with anti-venom. All right, let's get a lid on that. Awesome. I love Bushmasters. And there's another species out there, the black-headed Bushmaster, which literally has almost the same kind of design, but like a lighter, pale, I'd say like eggshell color. And then they have black right along the edge of their eyes, on the top of their head, just like that. They are so cool. Like primeval looking snakes. I love them to death. Let's get this enclosure nice and cleaned up. I actually have the electrician waiting outside right now, so we're gonna have him come in here. He's gonna work on bumping out the electric so we can get the drywall taken care of and get those murals going. So real simple, just gonna take all the paper towel out. Nice basic setup, just to keep this snake under close watch because it is such a fragile species, even though it's the biggest viper on the planet. Look at that. And you know what? I have a hankering to go see a really big Bushmaster. So if you guys really want to see some more cool snakes like that, comment below. Would you guys like to see us go back to McCarthy's Wildlife Sanctuary? I'm missing my sanctuary family and I want to go visit them soon. So comment below. What do you guys think? Should we go visit McCarthy's? I think so. All right, let me get this paper towel right in there, make it look nice and pretty. Bounty, please sponsor me. All right, we're good to go. Nice clean enclosure, fresh water. We can begin to open up this enclosure, this little holding receptacle. Look at that snake. Woo! She's like, what's going on, huh? They got huge heat-seeking pits. So the key to working with these snakes is to not move frantically, because that heat signature, that thermal reading they're gonna be looking at is gonna be a fireball dancing in front of them. So you don't wanna make them feel threatened. Because I'm telling you, it just takes one fang and it's gonna deliver a deadly dose of Lachesis muta venom. Look at that, woo! And she's only about like 2.5 years old, maybe 3 years old now. This snake literally is just a baby, and it's like around 4.5 feet long. It's a beast of a, maybe even a 5-foot snake now. We're gonna put her right into the enclosure, nice and easy. And look how calm she is. She wants nothing to do with me. She's not out to get me. And let's see that iconic thorn on the tip of the tail. Look at that. It's grown like crazy. That beautiful keratin thorn that they have at the tip of the tail, which, oh, see that? That little flick? Which helps them shake the leaf litter. Sounds like a rattlesnake. It's a warning to their predators, leave me alone. And believe it or not, a lot of these top tier venomous snakes are at risk of being predated on by other animals, and especially by humans. People love to kill snakes, even if they're not gonna eat them. People see these snakes, think they're dangerous, they're deadly, they have to go. But the reality of it is, you might want to just have 1 or 2 snakes around the forest so you're not overwhelmed with rats. Remember, rats carry bubonic plague, they can carry ticks, they can carry all kinds of nasty stuff. Rats eat the same food as people. They'll get into your groceries, get into your pantry, eat your food. Whereas the snakes want none of our food. They just want to take care of the rat problem. Anyways, beautiful people, I will see you on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and most of all, follow your dreams and stay passionate about what you guys love. I'll see you on the next one. I gotta let this electrician in. I'll see you guys when we got the snake room a little more finished. Love you guys. See you on the next one.
And I wish for what I want in life, and that is for the best wildlife